What is your name?
Angeli.
All right, Angeli. So out of 6 classes that you go to a day, in how many of them is technology being used? Like a document camera, projector, smartboard, something like that?
I'd say 4 out of 6.
Okay. And so out of the 4 out of the 6 classes, what's the typical setup? Is it just like in this class with cords all over the place?
Most of them that use smartboard.
Smartboard, okay. And so with the cords, being on the ground as they are in most classes, have you experienced firsthand anybody tripping over the cords, safety issues, things like that?
Yeah, teachers and students tripping over them.
Okay. Is there a particular incident that sticks in your mind as to what has happened?
No.
No? Okay. But you've seen your teachers as well as students trip over the cords?
Yeah.
Okay. And so let me ask you, with 4 out of the 6 classes using technology, what's your opinion of it as a student? Do you feel it's beneficial, or do you feel, it's okay? I mean, what's your opinion of being, having technology being taught, to you?
I think it can help the students benefit because they can kind of more interact with it more or less, and it's more appealing to the kids than just not doing something boring.
Okay. All right, and then lastly, is outside of school, would you say you use technology pretty much all the time when you're not in school? Basically. So having technology in the class is something that you can relate to because you use it on a daily basis.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you for speaking with us today. All right, Alina. So out of the 6 classes that you attend, in how many of them is technology being used, either with a projector, a smartboard, or a document camera, or all 3?
3. Just 3 classes with it.
Okay, 3 classes. And so what do you think of the smartboard?
It helps a lot better than it would if we didn't have it in the classroom, if we just had a normal whiteboard. Okay.
And why is that?
Because you can see things on it that you can't see on a whiteboard.
Okay, excellent. And then, so you're obviously a fan of the smartboard, but what's a problem with it in your eyes? What is an issue that you see on a daily basis with
tripping over the cord and it hitting it so it gets uncalibrated.
Okay, and so then when it does become uncalibrated, what ends up happening typically then?
The teacher has to take a while to make it better and fix it and calibrate it. Okay,
and so when the teacher is doing that, what typically happens in a classroom?
We just have to wait. We can't do anything. Just have to wait 5 minutes while they calibrate it.
Okay, and then so then is the class just quiet, or what ends up happening? Class is just quiet. Okay. All right. And then if the projectors do get mounted onto the ceiling, how do you see that affecting, the way, you as a student experience and use technology in the classroom?
It'd be a lot easier because of the calibrating issue again and tripping over the cords. I've had a lot of my teachers trip over the cord.
Okay, so you've seen your own teachers trip over the cord?
Yeah.
Okay, and what about students? Have you seen students trip over the cord?
Yes.
Have you ever tripped over a cord?
Yes.
Okay, and all right, and so outside of class, when you're not in school, do you pretty much use technology a little, somewhat, or a lot?
A lot.
A lot. So having, technology in the classroom is something that just, you're able to use it and just kind of comes naturally to you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for speaking with me today. So out of the 6 classes that you attend here at Williams, in how many of them is technology being used, either with a smartboard, a document camera, or a projector, all 3?
All 3 and 5 of my classes.
Okay, so 5 out of the 6. Okay, wow. And out of the 5, how many of those have smartboards?
All 5.
All 5, okay. And what do you think about the smartboard?
I like using the smartboard. It's a lot easier for me to work with and having hands-on learning. Something I like.
Okay. Okay, that's wonderful. But in your opinion, what are some problems or drawbacks with it? What are issues that you've either seen or experienced with the smartboard?
Probably the cords and being in the way, and like accidents and stuff like that.
Okay, and so, with the accidents, what typically happens, if there is an accident with the projector?
It usually comes undone or turns off, and you have to wait a while for it to reboot and come back on.
Okay. And then we've heard from other people about calibration issues. Have you seen that or experienced that where, the projector gets bumped and then when you're writing on it, it's not fully aligned?
Yeah, in my math class.
In your math class it happens?
Yeah.
And how does that typically get fixed?
It takes a while for it to get fixed. He has to move it back to where it was originally placed.
Okay. So the teacher has to stop what they're doing, put it back where it belongs, and then do the whole alignment issue?
Yeah.
Okay, and then during that time, what are you guys learning when the teacher's doing that?
We're kind of just sitting there, and it gets loud sometimes, and we're just waiting for it to be fixed.
Okay, and then once it does get fixed, your teacher has to do what? Your teacher has to, everyone's ready to go, or does your teacher have to?
He usually has to tell us to settle down and just start getting back to work.